Hello and welcome to another Demon Slayer video. Today we have a character breakdown for Water Style Tanjiro. Tanjiro is a high damage dealer, incredibly mobile, which can lead to some devastating punishment. As the main character, Tanjiro is very easy to pick up and play, and on top of that, he has the protagonist privilege, making him very strong with very little practice. Playing Tanjiro is almost as easy as living a healthier life with today's sponsor, Noom. Noom is a new and different way to get healthy and achieve your goals using proven psychology and cognitive behavioral therapy practices. Noom leverages a combination of coaches, psychology, and science to empower people to take control of their health. I would like to invite you guys today to take this free 30-second quiz at noom.com/globku or click the link in the description below. Noom customizes their plan for you based on this quiz, so everything is personalized. I started using Noom about a week ago, and I've already learned so much. I took the quiz, I set my own goals, and every day I've been logging my weight, logging my meals, logging my exercise. But the big emphasis they give you is not to log all this stuff, it is to learn. So they have these daily lessons, and one of the biggest ones for me was this concept called caloric density. This is a concept that teaches you how many calories are in an ingredient relative to their weight. Because if you eat two foods that are relatively the same weight, you will feel just as full, just as satisfied. But one of them has a lot more calories than the other because it has a bigger caloric density. This concept has helped me simplify how I think about every single food, every single ingredient out there. More than just give you a diet, Noom helps you learn how your mind works, why we make the decisions that we do. So if any of this sounds good to you, go ahead and take that free 30-second quiz. Noom.com/globku or click the link in the description to get started now. And thank you Noom for sponsoring this video. Let's start this breakdown by looking at some of his unique stats. Every character in Demon Slayer has a unique damage multiplier, causing them to take more or less damage than usual. Tanjiro has a ×1 damage multiplier, meaning he takes 100% of the damage. This is the same damage taken by Nezuko, Murata, and Gyu, making Water Tanjiro one of the tankiest characters in the game, outdone only by Urokodaki, who sits alone at the top with a 0.95 times multiplier. But let's take a look at his normal attacks. The neutral combo has very good reach on its first and second attacks, meaning Tanjiro actually has an easier time punishing than a lot of the cast, doing things like push block into mashing the attack button. The neutral combo has a lot of hit stun on its third and fourth attacks, meaning that's the perfect place to link into something else like a skill or the ultimate, but this third attack can actually go under opponents if they're airborne, which could have devastating consequences for you as the Tanjiro player. So make sure to adjust your combo if the opponent is in the air, by finishing it early or doing a dash cancel and meeting them up in the air. During boost or surge, like most characters, he has a far advancing attack with a cinematic finisher that leaves the opponent in a hard knockdown. The launcher combo blows the opponent pretty far away but leaves Tanjiro on the ground. You can confirm into some of Tanjiro's skills, but it's probably gonna be mostly used for resets, as damage routes typically do more damage with the grounded combo. And finally, the knockdown combo is pretty bad for Tanjiro. While it deals more damage on its own, which is good for when you're starving for meter, the last attack takes quite a bit of time to come out, meaning that it wastes a lot of your combo timer. And on top of it, the tracking isn't that great, which means that this sometimes drops when near a wall, leaving you very unsafe after the combo ends. In the air, Tanjiro does a 2-attack combo, bouncing the opponent off the ground, which lets him link into a ground combo, but since the opponent is airborne, depending on the height, you may drop that third attack of his, so keep that in mind. And his dive attack is pretty standard. Starts a red combo like most of the cast. It's a good counter attack tool, but very risky if it is blocked or whiffs. Tanjiro's strong attack is overall very good, but it also has its downsides. First of all, it has very good range, as Tanjiro advances forward quite a bit. And it hits a wide area, so when done close enough to the opponent, it even denies sidesteps. However, it has a pretty long attack animation, making it one of the easiest strong attacks to punish in the game. Plus, since it is a multi-hitting strong attack, sometimes you'll connect with the first hits but miss the rest, especially when you're near a wall or the opponent sidestepped with the right timing, which can lead to situations where even though you connected, you're still gonna get punished. His grab, on the other hand, has one of the worst reaches in the game. The range is very short, Tanjiro needs to be really close for this to connect, but on the bright side, if it does connect, it deals a good amount of damage, being the second most damaging grab in the game right now. Number 1 would be Gyu's. But honestly, he needs that, because that reach makes this grab pretty bad. But let's move on to his skills. This is where Tanjiro truly shines, with some huge and easy to execute skills that make him the character he is. First up, Waterfall Basin. Tanjiro jumps up and brings down a pillar of water. If it hits the opponent, it will slowly crumble into a hard knockdown, allowing Tanjiro to regenerate meter or extend extend the combo in many different ways. When this ability is blocked, Tanjiro has plus frames, so he can continue his pressure, unless the move is push blocked with the correct timing. This ability allows Tanjiro to be very oppressive on block, forcing the opponent to push block, because if they don't, they'll never stop blocking. But even if they push block, Tanjiro is usually hidden behind the waterfall, so it can be dangerous to chase him down. In combos, this is one of the abilities that allows him to dish out a lot of damage, not only because of the damage of the skill itself, but because of that slow knockdown. That crumble gives Tanjiro plenty of time to extend, be it with a jumping attack or a strong attack, or even finish the combo with an ultimate or a grab. Next up, Demon Slayer's Day 1 meme, the Water Wheel. And it quickly became a meme because it is indeed a very powerful move. Water Wheel advances quite a bit, it can start combos, it can extend them, and also apply pressure. The move itself is safe on block, but since Tanjiro is not plus, he needs to link it into either waterfall, sidestep out of there, or simply block. And this Water Wheel specifically has the best hitbox of all the Water Wheels in the game, making it a very good tool for deleting assist calls as well as approaching your opponent. Since it has a fast startup and it advances quite well, it ends up being a very good punish tool for Tanjiro as well. And starting combos with a skill move is gonna deal the most possible damage. However, Water Wheel on its own cannot extend combos, as the opponent would be able to block any follow-up attacks. So to extend a combo with Water Wheel, you're gonna need to cancel it into Waterfall Basin. Meaning that if you're reckless with this, Tanjiro can become a meter sponge really fast. But honestly, that's a trade-off that Tanjiro mains are more than happy to have, given how versatile this move is. That said, once again, airborne opponents can be hard for Tanjiro to manage, and water wheeling an opponent in the air can lead to a lot of dropped combos. But that doesn't mean that Tanjiro cannot use this to his advantage and go for some cheeky resets. And the third and final skill for Tanjiro is the Whirlpool, an advancing invincible move. This is one of the best reversals in the game, and also a great combo finisher if you're going for damage. What makes this invincible move so great is the fact that Tanjiro moves forward quite a bit before doing it, and since he's invulnerable, that means that can be a good punish after push block if you're facing someone who's very happy to mash when you're blocking. Do keep in mind that no moves in this game are invincible at frame 1, so you could get interrupted by trying to do it on a small gap in a block string. But this ends up being the move that fixes a lot of combos done on airborne opponents. You're about to drop it on that third auto combo attack, no worries. Throw the Whirlpool, you'll finish the combo earlier, but at least you'll get all that damage. Finally, we have his ultimate art. Tanjiro jumps forward with a lunge that has very good range, and it synergizes well with a lot of his attacks. Academy Tanjiro has a very similar activation with the same range, so picking one or the other is a matter of personal preference. All ultimates deal the same damage in this game and they all scale the same, so after the activation connects, what's so unique about them is this gorgeous animation. And now that we know all of his moves, here are some tips on how to play him. Tanjiro has amazing damage, but most people are not optimizing what they can get off of him. These are some of the best combos that we found, though keep in mind that people are always finding new and better combo routes. But this should be more than enough to get you started. Also, the represented damage values apply to characters with a 1x damage multiplier, so if you're practicing these yourself and you're getting more damage, you're probably playing against a different character. In combos, when you land an attack first, it's good to confirm into a skill as soon as possible. That's how you get the most damage. If you're good, you can confirm immediately after 2 attacks, and by using all 3 of Tanjiro's skills, you're optimizing the damage you deal. This combo spends 3 bars, which is normal for a bread and butter combo. However, if you're a beginner or you're playing in a laggy match, confirming after 2 attacks can be tough. So we've got this late confirm combo for you. You have to omit some attacks on the second half of the combo, but other than that, it's pretty similar to the first one. With Water Wheel being such a good move for punishing opponents, it's very likely that some of your combos will start with Water Wheel. In those situations, you can go for this combo, and even though it's shorter, it sure deals more damage than the combo that started with an attack, so this would be your optimal punish. But if you want to go even crazier, if you're about to win a round and you're willing to spend all of your meter, then this should be the route for you. And a couple of notes on all of these combos that I just showed you. From Waterfall, doing a delayed jumping attack into dive can be tricky online since the timing is a bit strict. If you don't want to risk doing something like that, you can always charge a strong attack instead. You'll be losing a little bit of damage, but sometimes that's worth it for consistency. Also, if you're willing to give up a little bit of damage, you can finish most of these combos with Waterfall Basin, which puts the opponent in a hard knockdown, giving you time to regenerate some of the meter you spent. In some cases, you may have to omit some attacks because the waterfall must land before the combo timer ends. If it hits the opponent after the timer is over, it won't hard knockdown anymore, and all you've done was nerf your own damage. From a strong attack, you start a red combo, which means it's shorter. Spending only 1 bar, you can actually get some decent damage out of this, and that's because the grab at the end doesn't care about the combo timer at all. On the other hand, from a strong attack, if you want to spend 2 bars of meter, then go straight into Water Wheel after the strong attack lands, into Waterfall Basin, and finish once again with a grab. Finally, if you want to throw an ultimate, all of these combos can usually be linked into it with some minor changes. But to throw an ultimate with Tanjiro, there are only 4 situations where you can do it. You'll need to do it after the third attack in his target combo, after the fourth attack in his target combo, after a water wheel, or after a waterfall basin. Those are your options. Everything else either doesn't work or there's simply no point in doing it. Tanjiro also has a very nasty reset. Take any of the routes that I've already shown you, but instead of finishing them normally, finish with a combo launcher into water wheel. The opponent will land right in front of you, letting you reset the combo or go for a grab. Tanjiro is a very oppressive character. Water wheel allows him to get in quickly, and waterfall has a lot of plus frames. As long as he has meter, he can stay in your face and either force you to block or risk some evasive maneuver. That said, his pressure is not among the best in the game, so as long as your opponent focuses on getting away from you instead of punishing, they'll usually dodge anything you throw at them. But that's not necessarily bad for Tanjiro, since in neutral, water wheel makes him a better character than most, and every time he gets an opening, he has a chance to deal some of the biggest damage this game has to offer. Just keep the downside in mind that Tanjiro does not like airborne opponents, so if you hit an opponent that's jumping, you may have to adapt on the fly. Make sure you're not autopiloting. Tanjiro is not only a beginner-friendly character, he's very easy to master with just a little practice, and he may very well be one of the strongest in the game when used by the right player. And that's our breakdown for Tanjiro. Let me know in the comments which character you'd like us to break down next. And special thanks to Noom for sponsoring this video. Make sure to take your 30-second quiz at noom.com/Globku or click the link in the description below. And as always, thank you very much for watching. My name's Globku, and I'll see you next time. Bye!